Definitely was not just another case. We were very much aware of what was about to happen.
This was a very unique case.
I just remember getting the call, we have this potential donor case coming in.
I don't believe it was something that we had ever done.
There's brain death and then circulatory death after cardiac event.
So this was one of the first times that they were actually passing away in the operating room itself.
When our team heard that this was occurring, we had volunteers that were willing to stay and do this.
I lost my dad 3 years ago waiting for a kidney. It was sad that I couldn't call him and say, hey, guess what we just did? But we definitely saved somebody else.
The goal is, what can we do for the patient? What can we do for their family? How can we facilitate this? Because it really is like an orchestra. Everybody has a very important part to play. With him going to the OR, the plan was for him to go directly into the OR, and that also requires the ICU nurse to stay with the patient.
And I knew how he was, and I had trust with the family, so they trusted me to go to the OR with him. I want personally to be able to see it through as well, because that's my patient.
Although it was probably sad for his family, he was going to be someone else's hero.
Mm-hmm. So we had two surgeons that came. One was from one of the recipients' hospitals. So he was taking back, I believe, the kidneys were going. And then we had another surgeon there to collect the liver. You know, Carrie and Jess, so they're showing them the setups and they're saying, is this okay? Is there anything you need, that's missing? What are your gloves, all this stuff. And one of the surgeons, he said, what is this place, magical? And Liz looked right at him and she said, yeah, it is. Welcome to Milford. That's just the culture we have here. Jess, she broke scrub and she went over and she held his hand.
I felt like I wanted to hold his hand so he knew he wasn't alone, that we were all there with him.
These were his final moments. I mean, that was the reality. And we were the last people that he was going to be with.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at her and just being so impressed, and I was just in awe. That's our team.
We are a closed unit. A lot of people wonder what happens behind those closed doors. What lies behind those closed doors is a wonderful tapestry of staff and team members and teammates that want to take care of their patients and treat them with respect and dignity. One of the surgeons came up to me at one point during the procedure and he goes, "Are you guys always this awesome?" And I was like, well, yep, we are.
It was, yes, we can, and pulling together as a collaborative group to make sure that this person was taken care of.
And when we ever got the feedback from the organ bank, it was wonderful. It was miraculous.
Yeah, it was.
Folks often think, oh, it's just a little community hospital, but we are very well-rounded in what we do.
I cannot be any more proud of this team.
We've got the expertise, but in the community setting.
When the organs started moving on the machines, it was so heartwarming, like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at that.
Like we did it.
Yeah.
It really is about taking care of the patients. It's very selfless care.
You're not the surgeon who can do the operation, and you're not the family who's grieving or mourning or joyful, but you're the bridge to all of it happening, and that's what is one of the wonderful aspects of nursing.
Somebody's mom or dad will be able to spend the holidays with them.
It just felt like you were part of something bigger, much bigger.